everybody, Stephen here, NWSmallBatchBrewing. It is time for another Gray Nicholas video. It is an Irish Red. Super simple. This is super simple to make. It's almost like a smash beer, only a couple extra grains. So let's get started with the grain bill. So we're going to start with, take a look at this, 94% Maris Otter. If you can't get Maris Otter, you can use Turo, but it's almost all base grain. Followed by about 2% Crystal 120, 2% Crystal 40, 2% roasted barley to get that red color, and 5% oats. That's it, guys. That's all that's in it. Let's get going. Set my strike temperature to 155 degrees Fahrenheit. Let that heat up, and then I started mashing in. I'm trying out my new mash paddle, which is this stainless steel drill connected mixer, and I'll tell you what, I wish I had gotten this thing years ago. It is amazing. All right, so it's the next morning. I mashed all night long, and I withheld all the dark grains because if I had left them in there, they would have gotten very bitter being in there that long. So I'm going to go ahead now and top mash by just putting in the rest of the dark grains and gently mixing them in and let them sit there for about 20 minutes to get the flavor and the color out of them. And now it's time to drain the main grain. The only hops I'm using in this one is Goldings hops. They came in at 3.3 alpha acid, so I made an adjustment, and I'm putting in 1 1/4 ounces for the entire 60 minutes. Ten minutes left in the boil, and it's time for half a Warflick and yeast nutrients. And yes, that's me putting it into the hop spider. Don't do that. No chill and transfer. The boil removed all the oxygen, so you have to reintroduce oxygen. So shake your fermenter for 1 to 2 minutes vigorously to re-oxygenate it. I jerry-rigged an airlock blow-off tube using some tubing and some Teflon tape and stuck it down the corny keg opening. And I'm going to pitch the yeast here, and then we'll wait a month. And then I'll be back with the results. Well, everybody, welcome. It is the end. So the beer finished after about a month of fermenting. I put it in the kegerator about a week ago. It's been sitting on a low carbonation for the past week, and it's now ready to drink. There's only one problem. I don't have it in front of me. So give me 1 second to go pour that beer. Ta-da! Well, you can see there's great head retention. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera or not, the color. It might be difficult because it's nighttime and I just have a single light here, unfortunately. But it does indeed have a red hue. I was concerned that there wouldn't be much redness, but it's there. It's there. Hey, let's go over the vital stats real quick and then I'll give it a taste and a whiff. So I was expecting 1052 for the original gravity, but it came in at 1056. And I was expecting a final gravity at 1014, but it came in at 1010. So you know what that means? The ABV is going to be higher than expected. I was expecting around a 5%. It looks like I got a 5.39. So it's not super far off. Not bad. So I am getting, right off the bat, that sort of appley smell you get with acetaldehyde. Now, sometimes you'll get that odor just because it needs a little bit of aging. It doesn't always come through on the actual, palate when you're tasting it. So, let me give it a try. it's there, but it's not heavy. I really think that this is one that's going to age out. I guarantee you, give it a few more weeks and that's going to go away. It's super smooth, very clean tasting. I'll tell you what I like. It's basically like a pale ale, right? But you're adding a little bit of crystal malt to give you some of that caramel flavor. A little bit of barley for the color and roastiness, but not very much. It's pretty dry, which makes it taste, I want to say, like a lager, anything quite that much, you know, clean, but it tastes very, very clean. And yeah, I think given a few more weeks, that very subtle kind of acetaldehyde sort of appley taste is going to go away. It's not very strong, so I think it just needs a little bit more time to age out. I'm pretty happy with that. I would definitely use this recipe. I think that turned out really good. You know, there's not a whole lot you can do with an Irish Red recipe as far as, like, if you're sticking to your guns, you're limited on what grains. I mean, you could use different yeast, but you're pretty much, you know, it's a one and done sort of thing. But it's fun. It's St. Patrick's, you know, St. Patrick's Day this month, so perfect time to make it. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can tell you. I would say definitely try it. Turned out nice and clear, even though you can probably not tell through the camera, but yeah, I'm pleased with this. So happy St. Patrick's Day, and I'll be back in another week with another video. So until then, go brew some beer. Cheers.